In a beautiful marble kingdom, there lived a princess. She was no ordinary princess. It was very clear that she was extremely beautiful, but she had a strange habit. She loved to sleep. She spent most of her time asleep, as if completely unconcerned with the world. When the soft morning light passed through the silk curtains of her room and the sweet fragrance of flowers filled the air, the princess would still lie quietly on her soft velvet bed, completely still, as if even time did not dare to wake her. Whenever a maid came to wake her, she would gently open her eyes and give the same response. "Your Highness, please wake up. Morning has arrived. Your table is waiting for you." She would softly reply, "Morning came so soon," and then drift back into silence once again. The maids knew that she would never wake up on her own, so the maids would gently lift her with care. She was neither fully awake nor completely asleep. Softly, they would seat her on a beautiful ivory and gold chair. Her head would be slightly tilted, her eyes half closed, and an innocent laziness resting on her face. Then they would carry the chair, taking her through the long, shining corridors of the palace toward the dining hall. Lights sparkled everywhere, intricate carvings decorated the walls, and a sense of calm filled the air. Even at the dining table, the princess's yawns never seemed to end. She would sit with her eyes half closed, as if still lost in a dream. She never did anything by herself, not even eating. The maids would lovingly feed her. One maid would spread butter on soft bread, while another would gently bring it to her lips. Without saying a word, she would slowly eat, as if it were just a habit, not a need. Hours later, when the garden was glowing in its full beauty and brightness, a faint desire would stir within her, perhaps very faint, that she wanted to go outside, and once again, the chair would be lifted. The princess never bothered to walk on her own. She was carried into the garden on her chair. The world around her was alive. Flower petals danced in the breeze, butterflies flew, creating golden paths, but she simply sat there, dozing off once again. Once again for sleeping. Even here, she sat as if she were a beautiful painting placed in a living world. From a distant balcony, the king was watching. The pride that once filled his eyes was now weighed down with chinta, worry. He was not just looking at his daughter, he was looking at the future, fragile, uncertain, and slowly sinking into silence. The crown on his head felt heavier with each passing day, not because of wars or enemies, but because of a question that troubled his mind. When the time comes, who will rise to take this responsibility? The king summoned the princess to his court. As usual, she was brought in on her chair, half asleep. Taking a deep breath, the king said, "Today, the king of another kingdom is our guest. You will dress properly, sit with us at the dining table, and simply agree with whatever I say." The princess, her eyes half closed, let out a long yawn and slowly nodded. "Father, will I have to eat by myself in front of them? Ugh, what a bother." Soon after, the guest king arrived at the palace with great grandeur and splendor.
Please enter and join me. Thank you. I am honored to be here.
By evening, everyone had gathered around a magnificent dining table. First, a beautifully presented and delicious dish of venison was placed before the guest king. The king smiled proudly and said, "This deer was hunted by my daughter herself. She is extremely skilled in hunting. No one is faster than her." The princess, who was trying to eat with her own hands after a long time, she was trying to eat when suddenly she got startled. A bite got stuck in her throat. Coughing, with tears in her eyes, she somehow nodded in agreement. Yes, no one can run faster than me." After the meal, fresh strawberries and berries were served on the table, colorful, fragrant, and behad attractive. The king said again, "All of these were grown by my daughter herself. She works in her garden every day, and she loves strawberries and berries. That's why she grows every variety." Guest King's eyes widened in surprise. The princess let out a faint laugh and said, Yes, I grew them myself, while sitting on my chair." After the meal, the guest king got up to rest, leaving the king and the princess alone at the table. At that moment, the king quickly looked at the princess and ordered, "Wrap a bandage around your foot, right now." The princess became nervous but said nothing. She immediately signaled her maid, and a bandage was tied around her foot. When the guest king returned, the king smiled and said, "My daughter is unmatched in dancing as well. She would have shown you today, but she has injured her foot." The princess coughed softly and murmured, "Yes, my chair dances." Hearing all this, the guest king looked at the princess deeply and said, I wish for your daughter to marry my son. He is the most handsome prince in the world, and he prefers a princess who can do everything by herself. And as you have described, your daughter is skilled in every art. They will live very happily together." For a moment, relief appeared on the king's face. He silently thanked fate. Perhaps someone had finally come who could change his daughter. He agreed immediately, and the wedding date was set. But the princess remained the same. Sleeping, sitting, and depending on others was her entire world. Over time, her weight also began to increase. She sat on her chair more than ever and avoided walking. Her laziness was slowly limiting her life. The wedding day was approaching, and then came the moment that changed everything. The prince of the other kingdom sent a beautiful wedding dress for his future bride. Delicate embroidery, a soft pink color, and fine golden threads woven into it. A message came with it. "This dress must fit my future princess perfectly." When the princess tried it on, it didn't fit. The waist was too tight, the sleeves wouldn't go on, and the dress remained incomplete. Silence filled the room. The prince refused the marriage. "I do not want a lazy princess who cannot do anything on her own." Hearing this, the princess was shattered. She stayed locked in her room all day, but strangely, she could no longer sleep. The same princess who used to sleep all the time, now, whenever she closed her eyes, tears would fall. One day, she gathered the courage and went to the king.
Father.
I want to do everything you said about me that day in front of the other king. I want to learn. Please give me permission.
The king looked at her for a few moments, then slowly nodded. A few days later, the princess was sent to the royal farmhouse. It was completely different from the palace, simple, open, and full of life. There, a young gardener was working. He was bent over the ground, planting strawberries. His hands were covered with soil, but there was peace on his face. He was truly very handsome, simple yet charming. The princess slowly walked toward him. Tears filled her eyes. The young man lifted his head, looked at her, and understood her sadness. "Teach me gardening," she said. He smiled. "Don't worry, I will teach you everything, gardening and hunting as well."
Teach me gardening.
Don't worry, I will teach you everything, gardening and hunting as well.
Plant this seed in the soil.
Yes, I understand.
Press it gently.
All right, I'm doing it.
Very good. Now we will water it.
Thank you, you explained it very well.
He taught her how to dig soft soil, how to plant strawberry plants deep in the ground, how to water them carefully, and how to remove weeds with her own hands. At first, she was very clumsy. Whenever she bent down, she would lose her balance and fall straight into the mud. Her dress would get dirty. The gardener laughed loudly, but then he helped her up kindly.
Is part of learning.
Day by day, she kept trying. Sometimes the princess would hide among the strawberry plants and secretly eat strawberries, and the gardener would laugh when he saw her. Her hands began to grow stronger. Her back became firm, and her once heavy body slowly became fit and graceful. The princess, who once could barely stand, now laughed even when she fell, and proudly picked her first ripe strawberries. Then the hunting training began. The gardener took her to the forest early in the morning.
Pay attention to the tracks on the path. Now, silence. We need to move quietly if we want to catch anything.
Hunting is not only about speed, it also requires patience and focus.
After learning hunting and gardening, the princess was no longer the same. She had become strong, independent, and her eyes now held a new She returned to the palace, but this time not as a delicate, lazy princess, but as a responsible and confident heir. The princess once wanted to take the gardener with her to the palace, but he gently refused.
This was your journey. Now you must move forward on your own.
The princess fell silent, but in her heart, a special place had already been created for him. What she did not know was what fate had planned for her. After returning to the palace, she had truly changed. She visited different parts of the kingdom, inspected the gardens herself, met the people, and made decisions. Where once she had to be carried on a chair, now she walked on her own feet. What she did not know was what fate had planned for her. The king was satisfied seeing her like this. Now he no longer worried about his daughter's future. After some time, a message came from the prince of the neighboring kingdom. He now wanted to marry the princess. Hearing this, old memories returned to her heart. He was the same prince who had once rejected her because of her weakness. Sitting in front of the mirror in her room, she looked at herself. She was no longer the same, and a thought came to her mind.
I will refuse him the same way he once refused me.
The wedding day arrived. The palace was filled with lights, flowers, and happiness. The princess wore the same light pink dress that the prince had once sent and slowly walked toward the hall. But the moment her eyes fell on the prince, she suddenly stopped. Her heart almost forgot to beat. The same face, the same eyes. It was the gardener. Tears filled her eyes, tears of surprise, happiness, and perhaps a little anger too. The prince smiled, came close to her, and gently held her hand.
I could have taught you all of this even after marriage, but then it would have been very difficult for you to learn. So I thought, why not create a little adventure and help my beautiful princess realize that she can do everything herself?
You are my queen forever. Without you, life is incomplete.
Now we will always stay together. Forever.
He smiled gently. The princess looked at him, her eyes now filled with both tears and a soft smile. She laughed quietly. Together they stood, no longer a lazy princess and a gardener, but two strong, independent souls who truly understood each other.
And there they stood, long and soft, too strong, truly understood each other.
If you liked our story, please make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment.
Thank you.
Thank you.